Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Cahya Aruni and today I am going to read you a story entitled The Wicked Fairy, sequel from Tinkerbell 2008. Once upon a time, in an enchanted place called Pixie Hollow, the fairies were flying here and there and lived happily throughout the seasons. The Pixie Hollow was led by the queen named Queen Clarion. Each fairy had their own ability and skill. Queen Clarion managed to group the fairies according to their skills. One of the team was the Tinkers. The Tinkers worked by fixing and making tools for the other fairies using their own creativity. Tinkerbell, Clank, and Bubble worked as the Tinkers. They were best friends. But there were also fairies who had the nature powers, and one of them was Vidya, the wicked fairy who had the power of the wind. Vidya didn't like to friends with the other fairies. Nobody liked to be her friend anyways because Vidya was so annoying and liked to brag her abilities to the others. She always thought that she was the best fairy in Pixie Hollow. Even the other wind fairies didn't like her too. "Look at my beautiful wings. I bet yours are the worst. Can you make the wind and swirl the hurricane? I know you can't do that. The Tinkers are useless. What are you making the useless trash for? You're just wasting your time. But I guess you should be grateful with your useless skill." "Well, at least I don't brag my skills to the fairies," Tinkerbell replied. Queen Clarion didn't know that Vidya was that wicked. Vidya acted kind in front of the queen and pretended to be kind to the fairies when the queen was with her. The other fairies were afraid to tell Vidya's bad behavior to the queen because Vidya would scold or make terrible threats if they did. One day, Queen Clarion visited the Tinkers. The Tinkers were working that day. They were busy making and fixing tools. "Good afternoon," greeted the queen. "Oh, Your Majesty, what do you need? What can we help you?" said Tinkerbell. "Nothing, I just want to check if everything's fine." "So, what are you making?" Queen Clarion approached the Tinkers. We're fixing the music box that we found on the beach yesterday," said Tinkerbell. "I hope we can fix it and bring it back to the owner," continued Clank. "Wow, that's cool. I think your workspace is also tidier than my last visit. You did great, Tinkers," Queen Clarion complimented. "That's truly nothing, Your Majesty," said Bobo. "But I think you should just compliment Belle instead because she was the one who cleaned the workspace," said Bobo again. "Is that true?" responded the queen. "Well, yes it is. I was kind of bored yesterday, so I just cleaned up the workspace just to make it more comfortable for the Tinkers," answered Tinkerbell. "Great job, Belle. Keep it up. I am proud of you," said Queen Clarion. "Thank you very much, Your Majesty. I will make sure the workspace is clean and tidy every day," said Tinkerbell. Queen Clarion left the Tinkers and called out all the fairies in Pixie Hollow to assemble. "Dear fairies, I think Pixie Hollow was a bit disorganized lately, so I order you to look at the Tinkers. They keep their workspace clean and tidy. I will check your workspaces regularly and see if they're cleaned up or not. Thank you very much." Then Queen Clarion left the fairies. After that, all the fairies worked together to clean and settle up their workspace. Meanwhile, Vidya was annoyed. She didn't want to clean up her workspace. She grumbled and thought about something. She wanted the queen to compliment her too. "Ugh, I hate the Tinkers. They must be seeking for attention. Why do I never get a compliment from the queen? I have to do something." The day after, Vidya intended to fool Tinkerbell. She wanted to trap Tinkerbell in order to get her out of the Pixie Hollow so that the queen wouldn't compliment her anymore. "Good morning, Tinkerbell," greeted Vidya. "Oh, good morning, Vidya," answered Tinkerbell. "I want to go to the field to take some fresh air. Will you join me?" asked Vidya. "I'm sorry, Vidya. I think I can't go with you. I still have a lot of things to do here," answered Tinkerbell. It won't be long. Let's just hang out for 15 minutes then come back here," forced Vidya. Before Tinkerbell could answer it, Vidya grabbed Tinkerbell's hand and they flew away to the field. After a couple minutes, they finally arrived at the field. Tinkerbell felt unusual. She thought that Vidya was trying to be her friend and will ask for apology. I hope that she will change. What a beautiful day, said Vidya. But, Tinkerbell, she continued. What? Answered Tinkerbell. I asked you to go here because I wanted to say sorry for making you and the fairies feel miserable by my hurtful words. I promise I won't offend you and the fairies anymore, said Vidya. That's okay, Vidya. Don't be like that. Me and the other fairies will forgive you, but keep your promise. Vidya glad that Tinkerbell accepted her apology. Vidya hoped that Tinkerbell didn't smell her lies. After that, Vidya asked Tinkerbell to hide inside the box because an eagle was approaching them. Then, Vidya started her mission. She came out from the box first and quickly closed the box. No, help me! Tinkerbell was trapped there. She was disappointed because Vidya didn't keep her promise. She didn't know how to escape. The box was so big that she couldn't open it by herself. She felt guilty and regretted for accepting Vidya's invitation to the field. Everyone was searching for Tinkerbell. Vidya admitted that she hadn't seen Tinkerbell since today. Maybe she's died or got kidnapped by a witch. Clank and Bobble didn't believe in Vidya. They decided to search for Tinkerbell. They roamed everywhere to find Tinkerbell and finally came to a field which the Tinkerbell was trapped in. Tinkerbell was screaming for help and tried to move the box in case anyone could find her. Once Clank and Bobble arrived at the field, they heard Tinkerbell scream. Soon, they approached the box and opened it. Clank and Bobble were surprised that they finally saved Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell was so thankful that her best friends finally saved her. Thank you very much, Clank and Bobble. You guys are truly my best friends. After that, they came back to Pixie Hollow. Vidya was surprised that Tinkerbell survived. Everyone was so happy that Tinkerbell was finally came back. Tinkerbell wanted to tell the fairies that she was trapped by Vidya because she was fed up by her. I was trapped by Vidya in a box. She asked me to go to the field to get some fresh air, but she ended up leaving me alone in a dark and scary place. I wish I never knew her. All the fairies were surprised and didn't expect that Vidya was that mean. Then the fairies told Queen Clarion about the wicked Vidya who trapped Tinkerbell a day after. Vidya begged the queen, "Forgive me, your majesty. I promise I won't do that again. Please don't punish me." "I never expect you to be like this, Vidya. It's too late now. After hearing all the things you've done to the fairies, I won't forgive you this time and you deserve a punishment. Now, pack your things and get another place to live." Vidya was driven out from Pixie Hollow. The fairies lived happily ever after. The moral lessons are, never brag our abilities to someone and don't be jealous of other people's success. We have to be confident and be grateful for everything. Don't forget to be kind and always keep our promises.